Hello, and thank you for tuning into this episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here for the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. And our first guest with us today is Coco. Coco is a guinea pig that was surrendered to us. Actually has been pretty good as far as handling goes. She's loving this lettuce that she's eating here. We also have Italian parsley, cilantro, and kale. All of those are very important to guinea pigs. And you can find out more about guinea pigs by going to the guineapigmanual.com. It's an amazing website that has lots of information and all you need to know about these little guys and what you need to do to make sure you're providing them the appropriate home. A lot of people think that you just give them some pellets and you put them in a small little cage, and that couldn't be any further from the truth. This is what these guys need. So these green leafy vegetables, they're high in vitamin C content. You can also have broccoli crowns. That's really good for them. Vitamin C is a very, very important part of their diet. And quite honestly, if they don't get enough vitamin C, they can die. And of course, we wouldn't want that for these little guys. Unfortunately, Coco here, and she's a female, she's been passed around from a few different homes, and each home hasn't been able to provide her the appropriate environment that she needs for various reasons. And not saying that those people were bad, but it does take a special person to have one of these pets. They're not a pet for everybody, as I say with rabbits and also guinea pigs and hamsters. They do have some things that's very unique to them. Again, the vitamin C is so important. So you want to make sure they have pellets. They have their fresh greens every single day. And very limited treats. So a lot of people like to give them a lot of different, strawberries and other stuff. And those are, depending on the moderation, those can be okay. But quite honestly, just making sure that they get a lot of this. And you can see that Coco really enjoys this romaine lettuce that she's just chowing down on here. So if you're interested in adopting Coco, do that research again at the guineapigmanual.com. Get information about them. We want to make sure they're going to an appropriate size environment, so making sure that you have an appropriate size kennel for them. We have examples here at the Ames Animal Shelter, and we have staff here, of course, that will give you more information about how to care for these very special and unique creatures. So if you are interested here in Coco, come on down to the shelter. And just a reminder, we still have Brock with the 2 guinea pigs. You've seen them on previous shows. That's a very unique trio that needs to be adopted together. They're a bonded trio. So all of those have to be adopted together. But this girl here is a single guinea pig looking for a forever home that's going to keep her and provide her the care that she needs. And our next guest with us today is Penelope. Penelope is a Flemish giant rabbit. That is her breed, and that is actually the largest breed of bunnies out there. So she is definitely a good representative of that breed. She was surrendered to us. The owner was unable to care for her because she was causing some destruction in the house. And of course, we want all of these bunnies to be indoor bunnies. However, what's very, very important is that you bunny-proof your house before you invite one of these beautiful bunnies into it. So the way that we've done it here at the Ames Animal Shelter is that we use one of those dog crates. You've seen that in previous episodes of Animals and Ames. And what it does is it keeps them in a confined space, but still gives them a lot of area to move around in. To do rabbit binkies, and that's when they jump up and have a good time playing, and they have toys and enrichment items. So what we have here as a setup for Penelope is an ideal situation in your home. So again, just like with the guinea pigs, we want to make sure that people do their research. Rabbits are not a pet for everybody. She is a very big bunny and very powerful hind legs, so she's not going to be a bunny that we're going to recommend with a small child. It'll just take a few kicks as a child tries to pick her up for her to cause some pretty serious scratches there. And even if you keep those nails trimmed, it's still going to be a pretty powerful kick from these guys. And of course, with Penelope being such a large bunny, that's definitely going to hurt. Again, so Penelope is a Flemish giant. We understand she's about 8 months old, I believe. She's already been spayed. Most rabbits don't need vaccinations, so she's pretty much ready to go. She will be microchipped before she goes to her new forever home, and hopefully this home is going to know in advance of how to set everything up so she's not destructive in the house. And again, with her size, I can see her doing a lot of damage to carpet and sideboards and furniture and things like that in the house. And of course, something that could be extremely dangerous to her is electrical cords. So you need to make sure that you bunny-proof your home, bunny-proof that environment that she's going to be in, and make sure that she's going to be safe with you. So again, let's look at rabbit.org for information about her, about any rabbits actually, and how to properly care for them. Another thing that's really important with bunnies is that you find a vet that is local, that you can take the bunny to if it had some kind of medical emergency. And even just an annual vet exam is very important for all animals, not just rabbits, but all animals. Getting them into the vet at least once a year for just a regular checkup, make sure things are going well. And of course, if there's any signs of illness, not eating, diarrhea, anything like that, those are all things you want to get an animal, and especially a rabbit, to a vet right away. There's certain conditions that these guys have that if they do not receive medical treatment right away, it can be fatal for them. So very important that you know in advance where you can take your bunny to and make sure that it gets the care that it needs. Just with the guinea pigs, these green vegetables are a very, very important part of their diet. Both the guinea pig and the rabbit, you're going to want to make sure you give them basically unlimited Timothy hay. You're also going to make sure they have plenty of these greens. So we have the kale, the cilantro, the parsley, romaine lettuce. Iceberg lettuce has no nutritional value, so that's not a good lettuce to have them on. You want to make sure that it's romaine lettuce. So if you are interested in Penelope and you've done your research at rabbit.org and you're interested in adopting her, come on down to the Ames Animal Shelter. We'd love to talk to you more about rabbits, have you complete an adoption application, and see if you might be a good match for this beautiful creature here. And our next three guests today are Louisa, Letitia, and Washington. And I'm not even going to try to figure out which one's which because I'm trying to practice my juggling skills here with my kitties. These are 3 kittens. They're a litter of 7 kittens that was in a wonderful foster home. And now they have come back here for adoption. Of the 7 kittens, good, that one's going to be focused there. Of the 7 kittens, 2 of them have been adopted. So we do have 5 of this particular litter. And one thing that's just an amazing thing is that the mom was adopted. I think 1 kitten had been adopted at that point, but the mom to these guys have already been adopted, which is just a great thing in a shelter environment because, you know, typically the kittens are the first to go and the adults kind of hang around. So we found an amazing home for the mom to these guys here, and so happy with that adoption, as we are with so many of our adoptions, and I would have to say probably all of them. These guys are about, I think they're between 8 and 10 weeks old. Of course, they are all spayed or neutered. They've been microchipped. They have, mom has been tested. She is negative for feline leukemia and feline immunodeficiency virus, also known as feline AIDS. So she is negative, which means that these guys, at least at this point in their life, are negative. But just really playful kittens. We, of course, always encourage multiple kitten adoptions at the same time because you could just imagine how much fun these guys would have with each other. I'm not sure what's happening here. You'd imagine just how much fun these kittens would be together, watching them play and grow up and maybe lay down to take a nap. So again, we have Letitia, Washington and Louisa. Sorry, I got my help there from the camera crew, and Abby, who's standing on the side trying to get their attention with the toys, and they're more interested in the microphone and maybe taking a nap or maybe playing with the other one's tail. So again, kittens are so much fun, but they're also a lot of work too and a lot of responsibility because these guys can get into things that are harmful to them. So we want to make sure that these guys always have a safe environment. And of course, that they're going to be indoor only kitties. here, play with that tail. That they're never going to be outside where they're going to be in danger. You know, you think of all the animals that are outside that could harm these little ones here. And these are just a sampling of the kittens we have available for adoption here at the Ames Animal Shelter. If you're interested in a kitten, come on down here to the shelter. We'll have you complete an adoption application. We do have quite a few of them. We have some others that are in foster care that'll be coming back soon. But these guys are just a bunch of fun. They're going to lay down for me. They're just a bunch of fun and playful, and just, you know, great to have in a home. So if you think you can provide that home for these guys, and of course all these guys have their nails, and we want to make sure that they stay that way. Our policy here is that we absolutely do not allow them to be declawed. And we provide free nail trims for life. So if you are interested in one of these kitties, come on down here to the Ames Animal Shelter. We'd love to introduce you to them. That's our show for today. That was just a sampling of the animals that we have here at the Ames Animal Shelter, looking for their forever homes. And when we say forever homes, we really are trying to find that place that's going to make that lifetime commitment for these guys. You know, that is so important to them to have them for, especially these kittens, thinking of them going to a home for a few years, getting used to that home life, and then being thrusted back into the animal shelter environment is very scary for them. We see it almost on a daily basis, these animals that come here to the shelter that are just so scared. And our team here, our volunteers, our staff, we do everything that we can to try to make them as comfortable as they can. But any animal shelter, it's not going to be the same as a home environment. So I want to make sure that we're getting that lifetime commitment from all of our adopters. I had mentioned on a previous show that all of our statistical data, we go by fiscal years here. So from July 1 to June 30th of every year, we put our fiscal data on our website. So it's also posted here throughout the shelter. So one of the things that's so important to me and to our team here is that we use absolute, unfiltered, accurate, complete, honest data. So every single beating heart that comes into the shelter is counted. And if it leaves with the beating heart, we're going to count that as part of our live release rate. If for some reason something happens to it, we're going to count it in the other column. Which of course is a very, very rare thing here at the Ames Animal Shelter. We're very proud to be a no-kill shelter. Our live release rate for cats and dogs is over 97%, almost 98%. So that's counting every single animal that comes into our shelter. Again, every beating heart counts, and that's so important to us here. So check out our data at amesanimalshelter.org. On the left-hand column, you'll see a link that you can click on that's Animal Shelter Statistics, and you can look at all of our data going back to 2005. So that's all the data that we have when I arrived here over 6 years ago now. So we have all of that data on our website. We have some graphs there for you so you can see how we're doing and how our animals are being cared for here in your community. So thank you for watching, all of your support, and all the people that are coming and adopting our furry friends.